Went back to jail at the age of 18.
For what?
Um, I went back to jail at the age of 18 for involuntary manslaughter. I accidentally shot and killed my brother. Um, you know, that night really fucked up. Like I really don't like talking about this shit. You're the first person I ever gave this story to on a camera besides me talking little spurts of my life. Shout out to that rapper that put it out there because you lift a fucking baron off my back that was cloud my fucking judgment and I was carrying it on my shoulder and putting the fucking evil on anybody that spoke to me. When in actuality, they deserve to know Mier Malik.
Exclusive content, worldwide coverage, passionate journalism. Your favorite source for urban media.
Streets actually called me because that's where the love was at. My mom was going through some shit. My mom had 13 kids. She chasing around my dad all in the mix. So the streets, the drug dealers, the old heads, they was the ones who gave me a lot of love coming up. I was everybody young boy. You know what I mean? I was everybody young boy. So, you know, yeah, the streets called me and I answered them.
So what age you came home out the second bed?
Let me think. All right, so at this time I come home, I'm 17. I come home, I'm 17, jump right back in the streets.
You didn't think of doing nothing different?
Did I end up doing anything different?
No, I said, did you ever think of doing something different?
Nah. You wanna know why?
Why?
And I want this interview for the people that actually look at this shit and peep why I'm 32 years old doing different shit. The people that I was around were stagnated. The people that I was around didn't even have fucking license. The people I was around were fucking losers. The people I was around were not leaders. So, of course, I always had my own mind, but to be the person to take initiative to do something different, I couldn't because I never seen nothing. Only shit that I ever seen was the same niggas, same repetitive lifestyle. Smoke weed, get high, sell drugs, carry guns, beef, angry, wake up, do it all over again. Shout out to Malcolm Street. 53rd to be exact. So, no, I didn't learn anything different. I didn't learn anything different until, as an adult. So, no, I didn't learn anything different. So I came home at the age of 17 after doing all that time.
Are you running around the streets doing what?
Well, real men don't incriminate themselves even regardless of a view, a like, anything. Just let's say that I was doing shit that was what they call not right. Doing shit that nobody not supposed to be doing that could put you in jail. That can range from anywhere from carrying pistols to letting them go. You understand what I'm saying? I just look at it like, damn, I gotta carry a little bit different. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what happened at the age of 17. I just was wild. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just wanted to be around. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be Mier Malik, man. At this time, I wasn't even Mier Malik. I just was married.
So you ended up doing another sentence?
You said, did I end up doing another sentence?
Yeah, after you came
Yeah,
home.
I did end up doing another sentence.
At what age?
I went back to jail. At the age of. I went back to jail at the age of 18.
For what?
I went back to jail at the age of 18 for involuntary manslaughter. I accidentally shot and killed my brother. You know, that night really fucked up. Like, I really don't like talking about this shit. You're the first person I ever gave this story to on a camera besides me talking little spurts in my life. Shout out to that rapper that put it out there, because you lift a fucking baron off my back that was cloud my fucking judgment, and I was carrying it on my shoulder and putting the fucking evil on anybody that spoke to me. When in actuality, they deserve to know Mier Malik. So, yeah, I tried to retrieve. See, a lot of people don't know that the night that my brother died, he got locked up. He got locked up at 55th and Pond for selling drugs or something like that. And I was in the house on the computer, and the cops called, and I talked to the cops and said they needed somebody to come get him. I told my grandma, let's go get him, and that's what we did. My grandma told him to pack his shit up. You know, we getting out of that job. You know, my pistol was in his room. You know, I go upstairs and go check on him, like, what's up? My gun is on the bed next to all his clothes. So I'm like, yo, give me my fucking gun, dickhead. And I'm trying to keep it at a low tone because my grandma downstairs. He like, get the fuck out of my room. So I go to reach for the gun, go grab the gun. He pulled back. I grabbed the joint and go off discharge. If you know anything about a Glock 30, it has a trigger like a hairpin. Like, you just tap it, and it'll go fuck off. Which I had no knowledge of weapons because I was a young nigga just getting them and shooting them. I had no training. Long story short, the gun went off, shot my brother in the head, killed him. My grandmother was downstairs. That's all I want to talk about with that. I'm surprised I gave all that up, but you the first person to get that. And the long story short behind that is I was holed up in an abandoned house for a few days. And I broke my gun down because I just took the gun from some nigga. And the gun didn't work 2 days prior. It had 5 bullets in it, 3 hollows, 2 flatheads. And I would let that shit go to try to see if it worked. And that's why everybody tried to sell a gun to. They was like, no, I don't want it. It don't work. But I had my man come in there and he helped me break the gun down. And once we broke the gun down, we looked at the bullets. And 3 of the bullets were spent. And those was the hollows. Which means that the bullets were dead. They'd been tapped. So every time I used the gun to go like this, to go and let it go, it wouldn't go off because the bullets was dead. But I remember I did cock that gun back a night prior. I put it on my hip because it was an issue that was going on in my block. When I did that, that was the death chamber. That was the motherfucking bullet that jumped into the head that actually worked. So if out of 5 bullets, 2 worked. And for it to go the fuck off and kill my brother, I can only look at it as a Muslim. And this is to bring back full circle of me understanding being a Muslim, that it was the qadr. And I understood it. Of course, I did not understand it and still don't understand it. Still to this day, I deal with it daily. Shit, I can't shake it. But you know, that's how that went down. But yeah.
And after all this, you gotta be thinking about doing something different with your life, right?
So what I'm doing different with my life is what you're seeing.
No, I'm saying after everything transpired with your brother and stuff.
So I mean, after everything transpired,
Like, do you come home and jump back in the streets or?
no. I ain't sold drugs since 2005.
So after that was the day you officially changed?
I turned into a different person.
Different how?
We can use the term change. Either you're gonna change for the better or you're gonna change because your brain pattern runs different. My brain pattern runs different. My brain don't move the same way that other people move. A lot of people may call me crazy. A lot of people may call me unique. A lot of motherfuckers might say you're genius. A lot of people might say he's still dealing with it. You understand what I'm saying? So, even though it was an accident, you know, we talk about Meek Mills with this fucking reform shit. And when we talk about Meek Mills with the reform shit, we speak on stuff like, all right, cool. We got Meek that's out here trying to tell people about the reform situation and that he was unjustly put on probation for several X amount of years. And with that being said, by him being put on probation for these long years, it felt like it traumatized his life. I'm not here to downgrade nobody's hardship. I was put in prison for an accidental homicide on my brother, sentenced to 3.5 to 7 years for involuntary manslaughter under a felony 2. And the only way that I can fit the criteria of a felony 2 is if the victim is under the age of 12 and or in the care of the custody of person the cause of death, Crimes Code 2504. And those are the crimes codes verbatim. My brother was 16, and of course I was not taking care of him. So how the fuck did I end up in prison with a felony 2 as my first charge ever as an adult? Sitting, stressed the fuck out, going to war with police, doing 3 years in the motherfucking hole, going to war with cops, cell extractions, getting stabbed in my face, back, arm, neck, stabbing niggas, learning a fucking lifestyle that I had no business being in. Yet still, I'm still a motherfucking victim. I accidentally killed my brother. Accident. Which means I should have never ever been prosecuted. My family was on the right side with me. It was not on the left. So the point that I'm breaking down is, we want to talk about reform. Once I put in my paperwork, because it was an old head up top that been down for about 30 years by the name of Manny Strong, shout out to Manny Strong, North Philly. You know, he looked at my paperwork and was like, young boy, you ain't supposed to be in jail. I was like, I don't know. I don't know nothing about the law. By this time, he put my paperwork in. 3 years later, I get answered. By this time, I got 4.5 in. And I'm in the hole right now when I got answered. I got 3 years in fucking the whole period. Single cell, age code. Like, bro, like I used to go through it, dog. I used to wake up in a hard cell, butt-ass naked. And, you know, it's a such thing as called fishing. And niggas used to be in the back of the fucking block because I had a leadership quality. And this is where MIER started from. Major change, all that shit. I helped start all that in the prison cell. You know, when this look nice. When I was in the hole, I forgot my birthday. Some brothers had told me to send my fishing line out. I'm in a hard cell, mind you. I'm in a hard cell, butt-ass naked. No clothes, no nothing. They send my fishing line out there, the niggas send me a piece of cake and a note. Mind you.
Wait, let people know what a fishing line is.
Well, a fishing line, I'm gonna break it down to you real fast. I'm gonna give you game what a fishing line is. This right here could possibly be a fishing line. A fishing line can start from a tiny thread in your sheet that ties onto the, you know, that locks up the sheet. Tiny